Hi there, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Tina from tinahills.com, and this video is me reading to you a scene from a chapter, actually, because this is the novel I'm sharing with you. It's also written as a screenplay. So I've been working on this script for over a decade, and I finished about 5 years ago, and since then it has been circulating in the publishing circuits, and I've not got anyone to publish it. So I want to share with you what I have written and also read to you from this novel, because when I began studying astrology, it was some 15 years ago, but seriously began to write and work with astrology and do natal charts for the last decade. And this novel, The Plan, has been a deeply spiritual journey for me, and every character is based on astrological archetypes. Each situation I have tried to incorporate the aspect, knowledge, and the energy the aspects bring, dispositions, and finally rulership, centriplicities, keeping all of these things in mind. And studying astrology, I created this work of fiction. Not only astrology, studying different systems of esoteric knowledge, the Vedas, and the Kabbalah, and of course the secret doctrine, and assimilating from them and growing, and of course from the tradition of Kriya Yoga, because Babaji, Mahavatar Babaji, appears as a very profound character in my novel. So there's really no genre for this, because it doesn't fall in spiritual work. It's fiction, it's a novel, yet it speaks of spiritual practices and myths and legends and multiple realities, and it speaks of rape and revenge and the atrocities that women have to face when reporting a rape, and how society deals with them, all of that. So this encompasses my whole journey through Bollywood, the understanding of cinema, media, the understanding of synthetic looks, body modifications. This is a character study of very, very many people, all the people and all the fiction characters that have touched me in some way or the other. I have tried to incorporate them in this huge work of art. It is divided into two books, and I want to read to you from the chapter called Mizpah. So now there are fantastic landscapes that appear in this novel, where the characters are transported back and forth through time. Okay, there are very many psychic visions that I describe, that I have really faced, and it's very autobiographical, of course. A lot of this is very personal, and a lot of this is probably happened to someone up close to me, or I've studied about it, or watched about it, something. So let me read to you the chapter Mizpah, and also explain, and I will explain and read to you. So it's from Nina, the psychology student who's also a poetess, right? So she drifts off into her mindscape, in her mind palace, and she reacts with poetry to tragedy. If there's something tragic happening, she thinks of poetry. It's crazy, but that really touched me. That was something that, that's what I do with art. Okay, that's what I do with astrology. Let's start. The smell of death, the touch of suffering, the hungry mouths, the tired bodies. This is reality. Wait, it's suffering. Wait, it's buffering. This is what it embodies: the sleep, the dream in the dream. I force my memory to return to that day, that fateful night. I feel so divorced from reality that everything seems to be from a film, some experimental film, where the maker is purposely using disjointed close-ups to display the brokenness of the characters, to make visible the dehumanizing of them. It's like when I look at advertisements: dismembered body. Parts of women are made to mimic products. A torso becomes a bottle of alcohol and two legs become scissors. The woman is not only sexualized, objectified, but her body is not even allowed to remain whole. It is sliced up with violence. But here in this scene, the filmmaker has perceived of slicing the character to convey to me that they are somewhat not whole. They are somehow disintegrating. They are fading away. The film I see has a burnt out texture. The whole shot seems to be fragmented. There is an emptiness evident in the misses. The atoms are 9.999999999999999% empty. So reality is essentially emptiness. And I'm more not here than here. The camera is fluid. The shots keep going out of focus, and then the subject gets refocused on. Wait, is this some film festival? No, this is my life. More like a snapshot of my life that day. I see her face. Her mascara is running down her face. She looks like some character from a horror flick. Dressed in torn jeans and a white tee, her feet bare, her messy makeup, the alcohol on her breath, and her cigarette smoke. They all surface at different times in my mind like abstract close-ups. They help me conjure up that very moment, and I'm there again. A few weeks ago, we had gone to the police station to file an FIR against this bastard. Not much was said that day, or the following weeks of what had transpired, because my sister was pretty much catatonic and has been so since then. But this evening I get a call from her, drunk out of her head, asking me to drop by. I ask Frank not to come, as she might open up easier without a male presence. So hopping it onto a rig, I went straight to her Andheri apartment that she shared with Mel. Anxiously, I waited for her to get the door, and the sight that greeted my eyes shocked the living hell out of me. Xenia is wearing the same clothes in which she was raped and has painted her face very dramatically, presumably depicting the way she feels. I'm fucking scared. All these past few weeks, what seemed like an eternity to me, she had suffered terribly from rape trauma syndrome. And it has devastated us. We have all pretty much given up smiling or talking or anything normal. We just eat when hunger threatens to burn a hole through our stomach. Between Mel and me, we supervise her day and night, never allowing that one moment of weakness to overcome her. Slowly, she begins to sleep for a few minutes, which has become a few hours. She stops screaming in her sleep, and the hallucinations about the rape have also lessened. Only on days when we went to court, she'd be pretty much devastated to see the perpetrator sitting across the room, all smug and confident, lying through his teeth. Today the session at court was traumatic, and this night is a reaction to that. The night begins. There are red Sula bottles strewn around the floor. I'm in Xenia's apartment at Tiari Road. At least that's where I think I am. My senses and understanding have abandoned me. We are smoking spliffs and cigarettes like it's going out of fashion. The tiny apartment is smoky. It reeks of that cheap, sweet Sula smell that I detest. Never been much of a drinker. In fact, I do not care for alcohol at all, but today is different. Xenia's drunk with a capital D, and she keeps thrusting the bottle in my hand while petting Bhola, a stray puppy she rescued from the alleys of 4 bungalows. I keep sipping, knowing that she has something to say, but it is one of those things which can be mouthed out when one is sufficiently inebriated. So I keep quiet. I drink on. We're getting sloshed. Xenia appears to be crying, hugging Bhola, who stares at her surprised. I see her face, a close-up shot, her smeared mascara, and her face pale. What happened to you? My dearest friend, my sister, why are you wearing the same clothes? Why would you wear such ghoulish makeup? Xenia breaks down. She's sobbing. Her eyes out. Bhola drags himself and sniffs her. He cannot walk as his hind is paralyzed. He carries his whole body weight on his front paws. There is a cello playing in the background. Nothing else matters. The celebrated Metallica tune plays. There are no words, just a haunting tune spoken by the cello. It is spooky, it is surreal, and eerily it plays on. The cello is hell-bent on making me nauseous. This nausea is different. It is filled with anxiety, with trepidation, with a doomsday feeling. Something bad is happening. No, it has happened and she's trying to tell me about it. Birds fly high, heart as heavy as sinking iron, the dusky twilight of today. My haiku for the day as I wait for her. She's trying to work up the courage to speak about it, yes. Something horrific has happened and she's keeping it bottled up for so long. Life as we know had ended. Even Bhola can sense it. Xenia's on all fours on the floor, pulling her hair, screaming out in pain. All this while she was holding it in. I want to comfort her, but nausea is all I have. Where is Dadu? Where am I? Obviously not here. This body is here, pissed out of her mind, but where am I? Am I in her scream? Am I in her pain? Am I even there? Do I even exist? I just want to type away all this pain. Yes, that's what writers do, don't they? A fucking fucked up cliche. He raped me, Nina, she was saying. For the first time, I heard the words. The sinking feeling gets worse, as if it could get any worse. Since that day at the police station, she'd remained mute and unresponsive to everything. But today, the floodgates have broken. I think I handled it better when she was silent. Seeing her like this, with such a painful rawness, is actually very scary. Chills ran down my spine to actually hear these words, rape, rape, rape. It kept making a din in my consciousness. No, I did not hear it, but why is this word making so much noise, drowning everything else? You read about rape in the newspapers, you watch it on television, you see actors getting raped in films. You come across it in novels or short stories. But where do you encounter that word in the comfort of your own surroundings? Such words do not penetrate their violence in my mind when it comes to my sister. As a writer, you explore rape through different characters. You feel it deeply, but not like this. Focus, Nina. I hear a voice in my brain. Focus on what she is saying. That bastard. He's a fucking doctor. I trusted him. all these words came to my ears disjointed, like a fragment from a whole dialogue. But in the time they traveled to my ears, those sound waves had lost most of their substance. How do people in positions of power abuse others so badly? I fucking don't understand. Especially women. These cunts create feminazis, shouts Xenia. Her hands tremble as she tries to cut some white powder in all straight lines. She snorts it through a crisp note. Her eyes begin to water. She offers me the note rolled up, ready to aid me in devouring some white powder. No fucking way, man. I did not yet care to fry my brain this instant. And of course, the nausea is threatening to take charge. I have to keep it down. How did she get this stuff? Tell me all about it, Zenu. Forget about the crap his lawyers are throwing at you. Just tell me everything from the beginning. He was about to operate and knew what happened. I heard a small voice ask. Doctors are cunts. They probably rape patients on an everyday basis. Who knows? Oh, and so are lawyers. Fucking fuckballs. She vacillates as if in a trance. But how? I hear an insipid murmur. How did it happen? Fuck, Nina. You're just regurgitating the same shit over and over. I was thinking about the story you wrote, remember? About the rape in the stables, she reminds me. I'm quietened. I have no words. Yes, I'm dying to know how it happened, but I must not seem insensitive. As if it is at this point I can even feel anything. I think I officially know the meaning of hollow inside. I'm guilty of writing that rape story in the stables. I'm guilty, just hang on. Once reminded of my creation of pain, I keep quiet. I know I have to pacify her, to give her some warmth. Why the fuck did I write that story? Oh, Dadu, where are you now? My mind is such a mess that right now, even if Dadu appeared and spoke to me, I could only materialize a vacuous stare. Pull yourself together. That voice inside my head would just not shut up. The scene playing in my mind, this movie I'm watching, is bloody nerve-wracking. I want to shake this character Nina, the idiotic poet. What on earth is her problem? Why can't the bitch just hug her sister? It's as if the character in the film heard my cue. I see this Nina person slowly go up to her sister. She hugs her. It's not a hug. It's more of a surrender. Xenia had not expected this move. Her rigid body turns limp. She surrenders to the power of human touch. The two sisters sob in each other's arms. It's perfect. The observer and the observed become one. For 1 second, I become Nina. Nina, the writer, no big deal in a country where Chetan Bhagat is a bestseller. It's absolutely mundane now being a writer, that is. It's officially the death of the intellectual. Besides, what does the girl really write? Most would label her work as BS, too grim, too existential, as if that's a profanity. Basically useless. Yes, I'm a morose writer, a fucking retard, and a depressed retard. So that was a part from the first chapter, the second chapter, and it goes on. It's from the chapter Mizpah. I don't want to keep these videos too long. Leave a comment below if you find this interesting. So I will start uploading the plan part by part on a particular day on my blog and on my website. So keep a look open, keep a lookout, and let me know if you like this chapter and if you like the plan.